Hello and welcome to yet another episode of News in Focus. I'm Linda Alila Mathamu. Now it's Mobile Week and we all would want to know, sit down and try and think what are the tremendous things that the mobile industry has brought aboard. And of course, there are very, very many things and we can all attest to that. One of the key things that we are going to be talking about today is the e-commerce trend in Kenya. The e-commerce trend, we all agree that amid the mobile industry coming on board, so much has happened in the e-commerce industry. And indeed, that's the reason why we term it necessary to talk about the e-commerce industry, the trends in Kenya, and get to understand what difference has it brought on board and how lucky is it that it's going to last for the longest time. They always say, the experts say that it's a tough business, but nonetheless, it's there and it's trending big. And we want to understand the secret behind the e-commerce, of course, pegging the success on the mobile industry. And on board, of course, joining me is Robinson Murage. Robinson Murage is the communications manager, Jumia Kenya, and we all know Jumia Kenya. It's trending like no one's business. It's selling so much, and we want to understand what is it that Jumia is doing different, or what is it that, has captured the attention of people in terms of e-commerce or online shopping. So karibu sana Robinson.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for finding time to be here, of course, with
so
us. And straight to the point, like we said earlier on, it's Mobile Week.
Yes.
And we want to know, e-commerce online shopping is a success, like for instance, Jumia. Is Jumia's success pegged on the mobile transfer industry and of course the many users that, who are using the mobile
yes,
phones and smartphones?
definitely. I think Kenya is among the highest countries. I mean the countries with the highest mobile penetration. Yeah. Currently, you realize that the mobile penetration in Kenya is about 88%. Yeah. So that is 2% shy of 90. So that means that in a few months from now or a few years, like 1 or 2 years, the whole of Kenya will have smartphone penetration. Yeah. So, and you realize that for Jumia, 55% of all our purchases are through mobile. Like the world has gone mobile, the mobile applications. We have thousands and thousands of customers who are ordering from their mobile phones. So I think e-commerce is highly dependent on the mobile penetration.
On the mobile
smartphone especially.
All right, clearly, of course, we see it's one of the most successes, of course, in the mobile industry. Apart from, people communicating and social media and all that, the e-commerce is doing pretty good.
Exactly.
In terms of
and you have to merge that to internet penetration also, because you realize also that the internet penetration in Kenya is at 74%. So that means that we have thousands and thousands and millions of tech-savvy young Kenyans who are able to access the internet and they are able to purchase online.
All right. Okay, now going down to e-commerce itself and online shopping and everything in terms of Kenyan market and all that, what is the difference, or how different is Kenyan from the other markets, retail wise?
Yeah. So when you look at the formal retail penetration for Kenya, it's at 37%.
Which is a good number?
Which is a very good number, meaning that Kenya is the second fastest growing retail industries in the world and in Africa. So apart from Nigeria, Kenya comes second. So you also realize that 45% of Kenyans are in middle class. That means that they spend around 16,199 a month. So they have disposable income to spend, and they are tech savvy. And also you look at the urbanization. According to the UN, they predict that by 2020, the Kenyan population that will be in urban areas will be around 15 million. So we are moving towards a direction where the population will be reliant on e-commerce, because also the life and the life schedules of Nairobians and anybody in other urban areas are quite hectic. And people want to buy, and they want you to bring the item they buy to where they are. So I think the Kenyan retail market is very different. Also it's also driven by a very young generation of between 19, 16 and 35. So the median age for Kenya is 19. So you can tell where we are heading to, because as these people join the job market, we have more and more disposable income for retail.
All right, that's great. And of course, we must agree that well, I'm surprised at how fast the e-commerce, system is growing in Kenya. Yet there's always this feeling of, you're not so sure, because we're all used to offline retail, and
Yes.
it's not an easy thing, moving online, and everything. Of course, it involves you thinking, it involves you, doing some activities here and there online, which could not be an easy thing. Let's talk about the connection between online and offline retail. Yes. Can the two marry in any way?
Yeah, definitely. So there's a misconception that the two are competitors, that e-commerce and offline.
But of course, that's what I think personally. Like if it's online, you go online completely. If you go offline, and I'm thinking, the people who've been doing retail, offline retail, have always had complaints that okay, online has come to spoil things and all that.
No. I think when you look at it, online retail is a bridge. It's like we bridge the gap between online and offline, because you realize that for Jumia, like for example, Jumia, it's an online marketplace. So what most online companies do is that they provide a platform where thousands of sellers can list their products, and we get a commission. So we can allow anybody to come and sell on our site. So it doesn't matter whether that person is an established brand, or as long as they have enough stock and they are genuine.
As an offline retailer, wouldn't it be fair enough for you to just sell your product directly and enjoy all the benefits instead of having to give somebody else the commission?
No, I think e-commerce gives you an opportunity to reach more customers, because if you take, for example, Butter, that was the first company that we listed on Jumia. They sell offline and they sell online. The same prices for offline and the same prices for online. Only that you have the advantage of convenience. You buy online. When you buy from Jumia, you don't buy from us, you buy from Butter. So you're just a platform. And there's no competition here, because you reach more people. If you are going to open branches across the country and employ personnel, and also the cost of operation, they are going to be so high. But here we are giving you a shop that is accessible online from anywhere in the country, and we deliver your products across the country.
But we still have these people, you can still go online, Facebook, with all the social media pages and all that. You can still do your shopping, your shopping, and you can actually still do adverts down there. I think reach out to many people.
It's a matter of credibility.
Yes.
It's also a matter of catalog. I think when you go to Jumia, you find that we have thousands and thousands of products from different suppliers, from different brands. So if you are selling through your Facebook page, you don't reach as many people as you would when you sell on a platform that has that thousands and thousands of people have access to.
And of course,
and also there's also the challenge of security. There's also the challenge of logistics. When you sell through your Facebook page and somebody is in Busia or is in Peketoni, how do you deliver there? But for us, we have the logistics capacity, and we're able to deliver to your customers wherever they are.
All right. Of course, we're going to come to the question of, the logistics and all that. It's very, very important. It's very key, because, of course, the first times we used to have worries, and up until now, we still have worries as to how convenient is online shopping and everything. But before that, speaking of, this retail and all, you saying that you make your money out of commission. Well, the growth that we've seen, for instance, Jumia, ticket for an example, it's come up very fast. I think it's almost 3 years down the line now. And 3 years down the line, and the rate at which Jumia has grown, one would be forgiven to doubt that, its success is only based on the commissions.
Yeah. So I think 3 years down the line, we also appreciate the adoption the country has had for our services. But when you look at our business model, it's open. We give Kenyans a variety, and they're able to get a lot of stuff from our website. And in 2014, we grew sales by 99%. So there is a market out there that is looking for convenience. And also, I think this is a gap that we filled, whereby people want something that is safe and convenient. They just want to stay in their house and then buy, and then you deliver. So the catch here is that these suppliers sell on our site, and we get a commission.
All right.
Yeah. So, and then we have international brands, we have local brands. So I think it's a matter of credibility.
How far have you gone in terms of international? Because sometimes you really want to shop, but there are things which are not readily available for you to shop and all, and that becomes a bit tricky. So how far, how diverse are you in terms of getting international stuff on board?
Jumia is an African company.
Yeah.
So we are in 13 countries in Africa. And we have Jumia Uganda, we have Jumia Tanzania. So we don't do cross-border. If it's Kenya, we supply to the Kenyan niche market. But internationally, we have so many brands. We have helped to launch. We have Maybelline, we have Infinix, we have Angel. We have so many companies that are now selling on the Jumia. Latest, we have Finlux and we have Hisense. These are TV brands that were not in the country before.
Right.
And they don't have to come and open a shop in Kenya. They just need to sell on Jumia, and then they ship the products to us, and then we take them to the customers. So I think it's a bridge between offline, online, and international. We are able to bring them to one platform where any customer across the country can access.
All right. Speaking of giving variety to Kenyans and all that, what opportunities are there for the Kenyans in terms of the e-commerce, sector and all that? Aside, of course, there is variety. We must agree that, of course, there's an easy way of getting things on board and all that. But the question of opportunities, sometimes you get even worried, if everyone can go shopping online and everything, then it means down there on the ground, there are people who are going to lack jobs. For instance, the people who do marketing, they don't really need to be there. Like this company does not need marketers anymore because Jumia can do that for them. Don't you think it's a bit challenging for us as Kenyans and, of course, for the many youths who are yearning to get jobs?
I think e-commerce provides a big opportunity for employment. As long as you're creative, you can make money. Because you also realize that setting up your own shop is very expensive. There are so many charges for goodwill, for rent, for so many things, even security. But here is an e-commerce platform that allows you to sell your products on a site, and you're able to reach thousands and thousands of customers across the country. So what you just need to do is to become creative, look at the product that moves fast, buy it, put your markup, bring it to us, and then we market to you. So we also have local designers who are selling on the site, and they're making money, and they don't need to leave the house. So I think it's a matter of creativity. And also for the offline companies, SMEs and large companies, they need to bring their products online so that they can bridge the gap between online and offline. Because some companies are only based in Nairobi or in rural areas like Kisumu, Nakuru. But when they list their products on a marketplace like Jumia, customers are able to access them, and we are able to take them, to take the products to the customers. So I think it's a matter of creativity. Yeah.
All right. Let's now go back, jump to the question of, safety and all that. How safe is it to shop online vis-a-vis offline? Because I still am not comfortable with the fact that it is very, very safe to do that. Sometimes, I've had a couple of times, I've had issues with people delivering, sometimes someone comes on Facebook, advertises this product and all that, and you would actually want to get it, and someone delivers it right at your doorstep, at the office. But then again, you realize if it was a dress, it's not fitting well, then it becomes an issue of we do not refund, and this and this and this, and maybe can you go online and pick something else to cater for that money? And I'm thinking that is not convenient, because if I wanted this at this particular time, then it should be it. If it's not it, then fine. I'd rather have my money back than all this. And of course, the question is question of how safe is it? Like, how do you get your money safe to the person who's selling it and all that? All this difference and
so that was the first problem we dealt with when we launched in the Kenyan market. There was a lot of skepticism. Kenyans were like, should I buy? And if I buy, when do I pay? If they deliver to me, if somebody delivers to me, how am I sure that it will be a safe transaction?
But of course, we've had issues,
Yeah, we have had issues. Actually, when we began, some Kenyans customers used to be like, let me place an order. And then when you deliver the order, they are like, oh, you guys deliver. You actually deliver. I was just testing you. Next time I'll buy.
All right.
But now what we realize is that for you to capture the market, you have to be very creative. So we introduce the cash on delivery, the pay on delivery model, business model. So you just order online and we deliver to you and you can pay when you see the item.
You see, this thing goes on both parties. Sometimes it's not even safe for you guys or on this end. I've had instances where maybe someone orders online and everything. Yes, fine, it's cash on delivery. But then along the way, whoever is delivering the product encounters issues, probably encounters, thieves and all that, crafty people.
Yeah.
And sometimes whoever is ordering is not a person you can trust.
Yeah.
And maybe does some crafty thing somewhere along the line.
So there is
across,
that risk. That's a business risk, especially for all e-commerce companies. But we try to regulate it by having courier services that we have partnered with. We have Posta, we have Aramex, we have G4S, we have Wells Fargo. These are companies that we have partnered with. So we also allow customers to pick from their centers. Like you can pick from a G4S office near you, a Posta office near you. So if it's a very high valued item that you have bought online, we will deliver it to the pickup point from where you pick it up. There is also that risk where you really cannot be able to give every rider a policeman to accompany them so that they are not robbed along the way. It's a matter of instincts. But to ensure that our customers, the ones who shop online, are very safe, there is that model for pay on delivery. We bring it to you, you see it, you test it, then you can pay for it. I think also for the online shopping, some can do cash on, mobile money transfer, and also you can also use your card. The ones that you are very comfortable with.
Okay, so what are the benefits aside from that, online shopping, maybe from the horse's mouth, as Jumia decides to start this? We also have Bid or Buy, we have others, we have very many of them on board. And maybe there's somebody else who thinks they would want to start something like that again. What would be your advice and what would be the most beneficial things, for both parties? Of course, the clients and also the person who's yearning to start such a thing.
I think for the client, for the customer, is about convenience. You don't have to go downtown to get the product that you want. You just shop online and we bring it to you and you pay on delivery. So you also realize that some of us are very busy. You're in the office, you're in studio, you don't have time, literally don't have time. So we are filling that gap of convenience and safety that you can be able to buy online and we bring to you and you pay on delivery. But it is a tough market, especially with building credibility, because you have to really bring the customers together and tell them, hey, look, we are genuine, and for you to believe that we are genuine, we can take the cost of bringing the item to you without necessarily knowing that you're going to purchase it, because you take it to them, they don't want to take it, and that's a cost on you. So it's a tough market. That's my advice to anybody intending to come into the e-commerce.
But nonetheless, it's workable.
It's lucrative. When you capture the market, I think the first customer acquisition is the hardest. But then after you are through with that phase, then you can begin now to realize that is a lucrative industry.
Of course, you're calling it a tough market. I'm sure there are other challenges that you're currently dealing with. So what are some of the other challenges that you're currently dealing with?
The biggest challenge that was at the beginning of last year was e-commerce adoption in rural areas. You realize that we are blessed with so many amenities in urban Kenya that are not in the rural Kenya, like infrastructure, like internet penetration, things like security. So you could see that there was a concentration of online purchases from urban in relation to rural. But I think as the government continues to upgrade the rural areas to do rural electrification, and also to bridge the digital divide by providing a computer education, that gap is now narrowing. Currently, it stands at around 45% to 55%. And I think this has been as a result also of the partnership that we have had with courier services like Posta, because there are post offices in Kenya that are inside the remote places, and also G4S inside the rural areas. So that has been a challenge. But now, as the government continues to lay fiber cables and also digital divide through, as I said, computer classes, that is now no longer a problem. I think in a few years we'll be able to see a higher penetration in rural than in urban. Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the mobile market. Let's just face this fact that most of the times, in as much as maybe you have in your desktop, your laptop right there, most of the activities are done on phone.
Yeah.
And of course, like you said, this should be between the gap of 19 to 35. They are all the grown-up women, and like you say, penetrating down to the rural areas. Now that it's Mobile Week, what are we expecting, in terms of e-commerce, and of course now the connection with Mobile Week? Are there any negotiations to better these activities and all that, amid all this embracement from Kenyans, especially in particular, towards the e-commerce system of shopping?
Linda, when you look at 5 years ago and now, the cost of mobile phones was very high. Right now, you realize that you can get a phone for 10,000 with equally as high specifications as the one for 60,000. So I think for every e-commerce company and any other e-commerce company, the goal is to increase the penetration of mobile, because that's one of the biggest platform through which we get business. So for the second time, we are having the Jumia Mobile Week. We had the first one in 2015 in June. So this one is between May 30th and 3rd. We might extend it to 5th of June. So what we are trying to do is to bring these international brands, these phone brands. Infinix, there's Angel, there's so many of them. We have Huawei, there are so many companies. And we are trying to tell them, you see, you need to bring down the cost of your mobile phones so that we can increase the cost of the penetration, and then we can create a bigger market for you. And that's the main reason why we're having the Jumia Mobile Week. We are going to see as high as 80% off different mobile brands as they also try to penetrate the Kenyan market. And last year we introduced several brands into the Kenyan market, like Angel and also Infinix, which was first selling on Jumia exclusively. And you have seen the uptick, how it has been. So it is a responsibility of every e-commerce and every other company to make sure that we have more penetration for mobile in Kenya.
All right, as we get to wind up, maybe you can tell us, of course, one, the predictions of the e-commerce system, and aside from that, Jumia 3 years down the line, what is it that you have achieved? And of course, the array of amazing marathon deals that you could be having on board, so that at least, we can also grab that.
Yeah. So I think as the days go by, we are going to see more activities on mobile. Kenya has gone mobile. Applications. If you want to get a taxi, you order online. If you want to get food, there is a Hello Food, you just order online. There are so many companies that are doing these things online. If you want to buy something second-hand, you get it on OLX and so many other companies. So I think the direction that this country is taking is more mobile. And there is a prediction that by next year we shall have hit by around 70% of our activities, even more, on mobile. And also the internet penetration is going to rise. And something that might not change is the digital divide, because you realize between the ages of 55 and 65 going upwards, there's a very big digital divide, but there is going to be more mobile activities.
Sawa. The array, as we get to wind up, of course, the final touches. What are we expecting the Jumia, or what are the array of marathon deals that you guys have on board as we wind up?
Yeah, so we are partnering with Infinix, we are partnering with Angel, we are partnering with Huawei, we are partnering with Techno, and so many other companies, including HTC and Samsung and so many other companies. So they are going to be amazing deals. We are going to have, as I said, more than 80% off different deals. And the best thing is that we are going to deliver to you wherever you are in the country, and you don't have to pay when you buy, you pay when you receive the item. And also there are so many chances and opportunities for you to do that, because it's going to be about 5 days from the 30th to the 3rd and extended to the 5th of June.
30th to 3rd.
Yeah, 30th May to 5th June. We'll extend it depending on the demand.
Response,
but they are gonna be amazing deals. Yes.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much, Robinson, for finding time to be here with us once again. And of course, for you guys, watch out for the great deals that are coming on board on Jumia. And of course, many thanks for always keeping it Ebru Africa. Remember, we're all going mobile and we're all going e-commerce, which is the most and the best thing to ever do. Imagine shopping right at the comfort of your home and getting it at the best rate ever. So asante sana, always keep it Ebru Africa. I'm Linda Alela Mathambo. To the team that has made the program a success, asante sana, and until next time, keep it Ebru.